Hello! In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the least squares regression line, also known as the LSRL. So, what is a least squares regression line? Well, it is a linear fit that matches a set of paired data points best and as closely as possible, giving the smallest distance in between the line and the data point. So say we have a problem like this. Robert's basketball team had 10 games. The following data represents the number of shots made each game from his team. So here we have games, and here we have shots. Now let's find the least squares regression line with our graphing calculator. So what you're going to do is click on Stat, and then select Edit by clicking Enter. This will bring up many lists. List 1, List 2, List 3, and so on. We are only going to be using list 1 and list 2. List 1 is going to be our x value, or our independent variable, which is games. List 2 is going to be our y value, or our dependent variable, which is shots. So I already put in the games and the shots in list 1 and 2. So list 1 has games 1 through 10, and list 2 has shots 13, 20, 17, 24, and so on. Now to find the equation, what you want to do is click on Stat once again, scroll over using the arrow to get to Calc, then scroll down all the way to number 4 to get linear regression. Click Enter. Now make sure your X list is represented by L1 and your Y list is represented by L2. If it is not, you can easily fix this by clicking on Second and selecting 1 or 2. 1 is represented by L1, as you can see in the blue, and 2 is represented by L2, which you can see in the blue as well. Because all of this is okay, I'm just going to go through and click Enter. Now, here is my least squares regression line equation. So it's in the form y equals ax plus b. A is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Now, to graph this, the first step you want to do is click on Second, Stat Plot, which is the y equals key. You want to make sure your plot is on. The type of plot should be scatter plot. X list should be L1 and Y list should be L2. Because all of this looks good, I can now go back to Stat, Calc, Linear Regression. Here in the stored regression equation, we want to do alpha F4, which is also the trace key, and put Y1 into that. Now the equation that we get from the linear regression, the y equals ax plus b equation, is now stored here. So when we click Enter and go to Zoom, scroll down to 9, which is Zoom Stat, and click Enter, we can now see all of the data points with the least squared regression line. Zoom Stat gives you the perfect view of the data points, and the least squares regression line is the best fitting line to represent this data, even though it may not be close to all of the data points. So that is how you find the equation for the least squares regression line and how to graph it. Thank you for watching.